So, with all of the movies that Keanu Reeves has been in, it's safe to say that his two most popular series is the John Wick series and The Matrix. And I thought I'd do what I do best, which is take two movies or shows and pin them against each other and see which one is better. And with John Wick 4 recently airing and having a lot of positive reviews and reactions, I thought this would definitely be the best time for us to do this. So, which one is better, The Matrix or John Wick? So, let's get right on with the video. John Wick is a retired hitman who seeks revenge after his dog is killed by Russian gangsters. So in the first movie of John Wick, he's mourning the death of his wife, and he's basically really going through it. So he's not really in a good headspace. So for his dog to be killed while he's a hitman is actually crazy. So the gangsters are led by the son of a Russian crime lord, and John Wick sets out on a mission of revenge. And you have to understand, John Wick isn't just a regular hitman. He will make sure that you suffer, even though it's his dog. And he basically goes down and he hunts down and he kills every member of the gang who was involved in the attack of him and his dog. And here's the thing about John Wick. In a scenario of him versus 100 people, he somehow has the capabilities through his stealth and smooth techniques to come out alive and kill everybody else. He's so well known in some circles that cops will overlook any obvious crime that he might be committing. And it's not just John Wick himself who is this badass assassin, but the world of John Wick is this thrilling, action-packed universe that is filled with memorable characters, breathtaking action, and unique and engaging mythology. The Matrix follows Neo, a computer programmer who lives a double life as a hacker. Neo is contacted by a group of rebels who claim to have information about the true nature of reality. They tell him that the world as he knows it is a simulated reality called the Matrix. The Matrix is created by machines that have taken over the world and use humans as a source of energy. They tell Neo that he's the One, which is a prophesized figure that is destined to overthrow the Matrix and free humanity from its control. He begins to uncover the truth about the Matrix and his own abilities. He also learns that he can bend the rules of the simulated reality and even manipulate the code that governs it. But once you start to change the Matrix, it doesn't come without consequences. So let's just say that without spoiling it. So what everyone can agree on is that both John Wick and The Matrix are amazing films. No one is debating whether these films are good or not. But when it comes down to debating which one is better, I think that you have to look at the sequels. Because a lot of movies try to recreate a flame and then they basically bomb it. After the first film, they tend to go downhill. So for the sequels of The Matrix and John Wick, I feel like we have to really look at those to see, did they bomb it or not? The characters of John Wick are not just your average cast of characters. While John Wick does have friends, he doesn't really associate or travel with anyone. So while there are characters like Winston, the manager of the Continental, Sharon, the concierge of the Continental, the Bowery King, the leader of the group of homeless assassins, Zero, a highly skilled Japanese assassin, and all of these important characters, the series itself is still about John Wick and focuses on John Wick for the most part. The only time it doesn't focus on him is when they are trying to focus on world building and the inner workings of this assassin-orientated society. And for the characters of The Matrix, they operate in a completely different way. Neo actually has a gang. He has people that he travels with and people who care about him, and he cares about them back. These people have his back and they're there to support him so that he can discover himself as the One, especially Morpheus, who has become this iconic character, and the actor even went on to become a character in John Wick. And then there's Trinity, who also has a whole love story with Neo on the side, so these are both very important characters. So while both of these movies are obviously really badass, it's safe to say that Neo and John Wick are two very different characters. So which of these two series is better? Well, like I said, we have to take a look at the sequels. So if I'm gonna look at John Wick and The Matrix and look at which of these two franchises, meaning all of the movies combined, is better, you have to kind of separate each movie. So if I had to say, this is my list of worst to best Matrix and John Wick films. And the conclusion that I came up with is that if we're looking at the original movies, the original Matrix is better than the original John Wick. But basically, after the Matrix, every single John Wick sequel is like better than every single The Matrix sequel. So basically, the original Matrix beat out the original John Wick, but after that, John Wick just basically killed it. Now, don't get me wrong, I really did like the other Matrix sequels, but the John Wick sequels are just better. John Wick did come out slightly later than The Matrix. They had an advantage in terms of how complex and developed movie production became. So yeah, that's pretty much what I think. Remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. If you disagree with my list, let me know. And yeah, thanks for watching.